I'm delighted to introduce again CEO of Bet at Home, Franz Omer, who's going to talk today about the interim 21 results that were released this morning and the recent change in guidance for the forthcoming year. So Franz, would you give a brief overview of the first half results that were released this morning, please?
Well, Bet at Home was confronted with some regulatory issues in three markets in the first half of 21. This was Germany, Poland, and Austria. But let me say a few words about the respective markets. In Germany, the licensing procedures for sportsbook and casino took a couple of years, which has now become to a showdown. So the license sports betting was already finally licensed at the beginning of November last year, and casino licenses should be issued soon, which means that one who would like to apply for a license had to be complied with the casino regulations from mid of October last year already. That means since then we fulfilled the license conditions which became effective right now. This includes in particular the significant restrictions of the range of games as well as deposit limits, etc. And therefore we had to accept a drop in revenues due to this less attractive gaming offer for the German customers. But we haven't received any benefits such as unrestricted advertising measures or ban of illegal gaming offers. In Poland, the legal situation has changed insofar as the legislature stressed out that all operators who continue their business from June 1st will be excluded from future licensing procedures. For this reason, Bet at Home has decided to discontinue its offering from July 1st, at least temporarily. In Austria, the group is confronted with various customers' claims regarding losses in the casino, where the outcome of this legal proceeding is still uncertain. Therefore, provisions have been built for a part of these claims, and of course, we had a negative impact on the bottom line. Bet at Home still considers itself to be a legal gaming operator in Europe, licensed in Europe, as we are the opinion that the Austrian gaming regulations violates European law, which is also supported by legal experts and consultants. Nevertheless, there's still a certain pending risk that the courts will rule against this legal opinion of Bet at Home respective its advisors.
Thanks very much. You touched on it briefly, but the first half performance reflects some disruption to the customer re-registration process in Germany. So would you provide some background on this and how you think it will play out from here?
In February 21, Bet at Home implemented the conditions for the German sportsbook license obtained in November 2020 by implementing its own platform for German customers. So legal requirements such as complicated registration process and limited betting offer had a negative impact on the customer activities in the first half of 21, with the result that the European Championship in football fell short of his expectations. For existing customers, the required process of re-registering and verifying the player accounts on the new platform seems to be annoying, and this had a significant drop in active users in comparison to the previous periods.
Part of the recent change to guidance for FY21 is due to players in Germany not switching their activity from the recently banned casino games to other games. Do you think this is a permanent impairment of that market, or what do you think will restore it back to growth?
We also expect effects during this and the following year as we have received all the disadvantages of the licensed casino offering, for instance, the restriction of type of games as roulette or blackjack, and the limitation of deposits per user a month, but not yet any advantages. The advantages include, in particular, unlimited advertising possibilities, especially on US platforms like Google, Facebook, etc., as well as the ban of unlicensed black market. As long as this is not the case, through various measures such as ISP and BSP blocking, a significant share of revenues will be shifted to the black market, which again has a negative impact on the license operators' revenues. So all in all, we expect another couple of months until the authorities will take some action against this and we inherit any positive impacts.
My next question is, you recently decided to withdraw the Bet at Home offering from Poland in anticipation of applying for a new sports betting license. Would you give some thoughts on what the likely market structure will be, talk about the licensing process and the expected timetable?
Due to the change in legislation, Bet at Home decided to discontinue this offering in order to avoid any risk from being excluded from future licensing procedures in Poland. So currently we are evaluating to operate under a Polish license, either under a own license, licensing procedure, partnership or whatsoever. But in terms of the time frame, it's difficult to predict, as the license procedure usually takes some time, some months at least, and therefore we don't expect any news in the Polish market within this year.
Final question is, the company has made a legal provision for litigation in Austria. Would you provide some background for that provision for the legal proceedings and how and when you think it will be resolved and the likely effect on the dividend distribution for FY21?
Well, in Austria, we are confronted with various customers' claims on the casino losses, where the outcome is uncertain from a current perspective. So the group still considers itself to be a legal gaming operator with a European license, and this is underlined by a legal expert. But again, as I already mentioned, nevertheless, there is still a procedural risk that the courts will not rule in our favor. So on the out of the total litigation value of approximately 11 million euros as of 3rd of June 21, we built provisions of 3.2 million euros, consisting of all the lawsuits, which will be decided in the lower instances within this year. Regarding any impact on the dividend distribution for the financial year 2021, it's still too early. Mid of the year. So, like in previous year, a first view on dividends will be communicated not before our Q3 reporting.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Franz, for your time.
Thank you. See you.